easier schedule for any team. But for these guys, it is a chance to go out there, test themselves, and see how well they gel outside of home court. It could be a very valuable experience.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Utah Jazz. Lauri Markkanen out there with Kyle Filipowski. Then it's Sviatoslav Mikhailuk. Then it's Walker Kessler. And it's George in at the point. And for Minnesota, Randall and Gobert are in the middle. Dante DiVincenzo out there with Mike Conley. And it's McDaniels in at the small forward position. And coming into this game, Grant, is it fair to say this feels like it should be a blowout?
Well, on paper, that would be the assumption. But, B.A., this is why we play the games. Anything can happen, and any team can pull off an upset.
Here's Mikhailuk. Just 4 to shoot. For 3, George. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Here's McDaniels. Pass to DiVincenzo. 4-3. Kessler with a rebound. On offense, here's Utah. Lays it up and banks it in.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Randall. Last game with 30. Picked by Gobert. Inside. Stolen by Kessler. Fast break, Utah. Markkanen outside. Pass to George. Markkanen with a screen on DiVincenzo. For 3, George. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. And so it's Conley who brings up the ball for the Timberwolves. This game against Utah, the first time they've met this year.
They'll be looking to impose their will against this team, something they couldn't achieve last season.
And they know they're the better team and out to prove as much tonight. They split the season series a year ago, but they want to change that up.
And he gets the bucket.
Basically just ignored that contact inside. Really tough finish by McDaniels.
George finds Markkanen. Kicks it to George. Fires the 3. Rebound Minnesota. Coming off a win against the Hornets.
Yeah, they connected from outside all game, and the defense had absolutely no answer for it.
They found their rhythm and kept piling it on. And a huge boost of confidence on the road for sure.
Randall can't hit. For Utah, they've gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Kessler a screen. Oh, there's the alley! Up top, Randall. Covered by Filipowski. Randall can't hit. Utah has gone 0 for 3 from downtown. Many players have size. So what makes Rudy Gobert such a good interior defender, Clark?
Well, size is part of it, clearly, B.A., but timing is the big thing. And then awareness, recognition of what the situations are and being able to adjust your body position accordingly. And then anticipation, timing and anticipation, awareness, those are the things that make really good defenders.
And Minnesota with possession here. The Jazz making their last shot. Pass to Gobert. Back to Randall. The rebound by Filipowski.
Just 1 for 5. Not the start they were looking for. Obviously, there's still plenty of time to get on track.
Here's George. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Let's go with a 3. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. Markkanen's got 5.
And the quick trigger of Markkanen is impressive. He got such a fluid release, too, especially on these catch-and-shoot jumpers.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce.
An absolutely tremendous athlete, able to go up and finish over the biggest of defenders.
Now here's George. Yet to see a basket. Pass to Mikhailuk. 3-pointer. Missed it. Now 0 for 1 in this game. And so Randall will bring it up for the T-Wolves. It's a 3-point game. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
Gobert plays as tough at the rim offensively as anybody in the league.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. He told me when he was watching film of their opponent, what stood out was Lauri Markkanen's efficiency. Coach said Markkanen doesn't need high usage to be effective. He gets a lot of his points off of movement, and he brings versatility to this offense. Back to you, Ryan.
Appreciate the report, Allie. The Timberwolves have gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. Pass to Conley. Now here's Gobert. He's covered by Kessler. Picked by Gobert. McDaniels from long range. Knocks it down from distance. McDaniels got his second basket of the game.
If you want the title of 3-and-D player, you've got to make threes. McDaniels has really worked on that shot.
George outside. And there's the foul. It's on Rudy Gobert. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
On defense, Minnesota. George feels it out a bit to end the run.
A chilly quarter for him offensively, trying to get warmed up.
Utah with another miss.
He is 0 for his last however many this quarter, guys. Might need to get him out and let him settle down a bit here.
Now here's Randall. No points so far. Shot clock at 6. And after missing his first 3 shots, he drains it. 1 for 4.
He knows he can get his shot anytime he wants, and he also knows he has the green light.
Kessler, a screen on DiVincenzo. And it's going to be a 3-second call. A look now at the leaderboard to see which teams had the toughest defenses this past season. Number 5, the Timberwolves.
The players in the league that worry about getting their numbers each night were often disappointed when playing this team last year. They were one of the best at opponents' points allowed per game. They set the bar pretty high for their defense this year.
Now here's Conley. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
It wasn't just the scoring. He got others involved, too.
Jazz trail by 4. George outside, and the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call them.
Now here's Conley. And he lobs it up. DiVincenzo, pass to Randall. Outside McDaniels. Over Markkanen. And Minnesota again with a bucket.
Big forwards like Jaden McDaniels, who can pull up for a jumper from anywhere, those guys are a luxury to have.
The Timberwolves making it to their second straight Western Conference Finals last year, Clark.
Yeah, you know, what impressed me the most, I think, was making it last year as a 6th seed. Gelling down the stretch of the season. They struggled for a good part of the season, but the last third or so of the season, they really came together. Just did not have quite enough to make it to the final.
And they landed in the top 10 for opponent field goal percentage. They're a team that obviously values a solid team defensive effort and doesn't look to give up a lot of easy looks.
And as you were saying, they were great beyond the arc, stretching out opposing defenses, giving opponents headaches. Markkanen against McDaniels. Here's Mikhailuk. Still without a bucket to the inside. Here's Kessler. The shot from the low post is good.
Got the better of the defense that time. Easy trip to the rim.
And the Timberwolves with possession. They're on an 11-2 run. Outside McDaniels. Left side Conley. Back to Daniels. Rebound, Utah. Now Markkanen. He's got 5. Kicks it to George. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
You know, the question is, do you leave him in? A third foul this early could spell trouble.
Collier, he's checked in for Filipowski. And here's Minnesota now. They're on an 11-2 run. Outside Conley. Picked by Gobert. Another miss by Minnesota. Jazz trail by 4. Pass to Mikhailuk. Now George. Clock at 6. Now Markkanen for 3. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got 3 assists now in this one.
I mean, let me remind you, Markkanen is 7 feet tall. It's incredible how he shoots it so well from deep.
Now here's Conley. No made baskets yet. And it goes. As the official calls the foul, count it, and he'll shoot 1 more at the line. So Conley will go to the free throw line. It goes on Keontae George. Minnesota shooting their first free throw of the evening. Clark is checked in for Minnesota. Shannon comes in for DiVincenzo. And a switch here also for Utah. Sensabaugh is checked in for Mikhailuk. Still so early in the season, Clark. I'd have to think any stats or averages get taken with a grain of salt.
Yeah, you haven't had enough runway yet. I mean, you have to take it all with a grain of salt. And especially if it goes against the strengths of your players. You have to see if, in fact, the change you're seeing is sustainable. Yeah, and there's no substitute for determination. Markkanen, once he sets the pick, rolls with force and purpose.
Minnesota in the lead. And here's Conley. Pass to Shannon. Conley, a screen on George. Here's Shannon. Another miss by Minnesota.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well.
The Timberwolves have got 7 of 15 to find the net. Randall finds Conley. Here's Shannon. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
Well, that's the goal of pick and roll. Get that separation you need.
George outside. Markkanen outside. Lets it go from deep. Rebound Minnesota.
You wonder where was the defense that time, but they got lucky.
Here's Shannon. George defending. Gobert inside. 3 shots, 3 baskets. Great efficiency so far.
The D hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Down low. Well, Larry Markkanen comes from a family full of athletes.
Oh, yes, indeed, B.A. Laurie's mom and dad were both pro basketball players, and so was one of his brothers. And his other brother is a professional soccer player, so it definitely runs in the family.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Boy, in this day and age of how the game is played, Markkanen's skill set, hand and glove fit, superb at spacing the floor with his shooting stroke.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Naz Reid's checked in for Gobert. Miller comes in for Randall. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Markkanen hits them both.
When you send somebody like him to the line, it's pretty much easy money.
Pass to Reid. A minute 15 left in the first quarter. Here's Dillingham from the arc. Rebounded by Nurkic. And it's Nurkic with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Trailing by 4. Here's Markkanen. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
He's been excellent in this period. Even though they're down, he's keeping them close.
And stolen by Markkanen. Nurkic inside. Working on Reed. Shot by Nurkic. No good. Minnesota's gone just 1 of 6 from downtown. Clark finds Miller.
High value assist there. Finding him inside for the finish.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Here's Collier. No points so far. Pass to Sensabaugh. Six on the shot clock. Here's Collier. 3-pointer. Reed with the rebound. Here's Shannon, and he drives in. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Timberwolves ahead, up by 4. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's take a moment here to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for Minnesota.
Well, I've liked their assertiveness inside. They've been getting that way and playing that way the whole time, setting the tone right away that the inside area is their territory.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
We've got Naz Reid, and it's Shannon in at the 2. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. The Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. And last season, the Jazz with the worst record in franchise history, Grant.
Yeah, losing with a plan, though. Utah, such a smart organization. If you're going to tear it down to the studs, do it in a good draft year.
2 shots.
The first one falls. And one thing about this game, Grant, on any given night, you can see an upset.
Yeah, I mean, BA, it just shows how hard it is to be consistent night in and night out. Every team in the league has quality players, so if you're off your game even just a little, that could be enough to lose it for you.
Hendricks is checked in for Anderson. That one drops. He ties it up.
Yeah, someone who has battled injuries. Great to see Yusuf Nurkic out there tonight.
Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. Here's Dillingham. Still no points. From outside the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz. It's off to Boston after this one, where they will face the Celtics. It'll be the 4th of 6 games for them away from home.
Oh, too easy for Nurkic. A big man who goes up strong. You have to meet him at the rim and counter his aggression.
Here's Dillingham. The Jazz making their last shot. Clark outside. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Here's Collier. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. with the drive. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. And the Jazz lead by 2. For Minnesota, they've gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. Pass to Shannon. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Dillingham, no good. For Utah, they've gone 3 of 3 to begin the second. Nurkic high post. Here's Collier. Clark grabs the board. Here's Shannon. Pass to Dillingham. The 3 is up. That shot off.
And that's a strong closeout defensively. Great effort to deter the shot.
Here's Collier. Nurkic, a screen on Reed. To the inside. Here's Dillingham. Outside Reed. From downtown. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Off-ball preparation paying off for Reed. He was just waiting for that pass.
Utah trailing here. Until Will Hardy calls the timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. And Grant, this defense of the Timberwolves, one of the league's stingiest.
Well, if you look up and down their lineup, not many weak links for opponents to target. And then, of course, you've got 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert, on that back line. BA, they're tough.
Both teams will make substitutions. Here's Collier. DiVincenzo covering. Stolen by Reed. Outside. DiVincenzo. Pass to Shannon. Outside. DiVincenzo. Here's Randall. Covered by Filipowski. Shot clock at 6. Randall outside. He can't get it to go.
He will not be happy with himself. Got a good look from mid-range there.
A nice shot by Filipowski. Filipowski's got his first points of the night. So it's Minnesota now. They trail by 1. Pass to Shannon. Randall inside. Covered by Filipowski. And there it is for him.
Randall's got an unorthodox game, but he's got a good, strong upper body, which makes him a very consistent scorer inside.
And Nurkic throws it down. Oh, another lead change. 6 total in the first half.
And this is the battle we were hoping to see.
Now McDaniels. Back to DiVincenzo. The 3. The rebound by Markkanen.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
We've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
Now here's Filipowski. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. Markkanen misses. And so it's Reed with it. He brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Out to DiVincenzo. Here's Shannon. Reed sets a screen. Unloads. Shannon's shot is off. Utah leading. Here's Collier. Pass to Mikhailuk. There's a screen by Nurkic from the arc. And the basket by Mikhailuk. Mikhailuk's got his first 3 points of the game.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Now here's Randall. Here's Shannon. Takes a 13-footer, and that one's good.
A very high percentage look when the D is nowhere to be seen.
The The Jazz have gotten an impressive 6 of 8 shots to fall in the second. Markkanen outside. Pass to Collier. Nurkic high post. 6 to shoot. To the wing on the left. For 3, Collier. Gets rebounded by Minnesota. Reed's got 4 rebounds now. The Timberwolves trail. Pass to Shannon. Markkanen against McDaniels. And he hits it to tie the game. 9 points now in the game for Jaden McDaniels. Utah's gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Now here's Filipowski. Now Nurkic. Reed defending. Nurkic against Reed. And the ball out of play. Timberwolves will have it. Taking a look back at last season, the team leaders in rebounding. 5th, the Jazz.
There's not a whole lot to complain about with these numbers. I mean, they made a commitment to rebounding last year, and it was obvious. It showed on a consistent basis. They put great effort into rebounding the ball last season.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Minnesota with some changes. Rudy Gobert comes in for Reed. And Conley subbed in for Shannon. Kessler, he's checked in for Utah. George comes in for Collier. The Timberwolves have gone just 5 of 12 here in the second quarter. Picked by Gobert. Launches a 3. Mike Conley, that one's good. Conley's got 6.
One of the league's more reliable three-point shooters. Conley didn't always have that in his game, but he's lethal now.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Shot to stop the run. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist. George has got his 4th assist with that last one.
Nice setup. Excellent team basketball.
Conley with the ball. He has 6. Inside. Here's Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
And Conley's so good at running the offense. Does a nice job hitting guys in their spots.
And offensive rebounding, one of Rudy Gobert's specialties, Grant.
Yeah, in some games, over half his points come from second chance opportunities. And you know, B.A., even when you block him out, he can reach right over you and get that board.
Now here's Markkanen. 29 points for him last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And he was relentless in that one. I mean, he wanted to be the first to every rebound and almost was.
Here's Randall. It's a 3-point game. Left side, Conley. Pass to Gobert. Good ball movement here by Minnesota. And here's Randall. Randall draws the double. Fires for 3. And Conley gets it to go. The assist from Randall. Conley's gotten his 3rd basket of the night. Jazz trail by 6. Now here's George. He's coming off a 25-point game against Charlotte.
And despite drawing a lot of contact, he just kept coming, which resulted in a ton of free throws.
And that one's good. Markkanen.
So much fun watching Markkanen catch fire like this. He's a capable, efficient scorer who does it at a high rate.
And it's out of bounds to Minnesota.
9th and second chance points. And glancing at their assist stats, nothing too special. They finished in the top 20, but it's certainly an area which they can improve upon.
And as you said, a great year for them on the glass. They battled down low. Utah on D. Outside McDaniels. Launches it. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
It's been a good night for him overall and a good night for this team.
Here's Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
A strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Outside, DiVincenzo. McDaniels from long range. Here's Gobert. Oh, Kessler with the block. The three, Conley. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. Randall's got 3 assists in the game.
Nice, sweet lefty stroke from Mike Conley. Has really worked on that part of his game.
Now here's George. Still without a bucket. Kessler, a screen on DiVincenzo. George passes to Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
Good decision making. He scopes the situation, puts the pass right on the mark.
Randall outside. 1:19 left in the second period. Back to Conley. The rebound by Markkanen.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
Kessler finds Markkanen. McDaniels against Kessler. Mikhailuk, pass to George. And he's going for the lob. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Here they come with numbers in transition. The three, DiVincenzo. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Now here's Filipowski. Here's Mikhailuk. Here's Markkanen. Markkanen using his size inside.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Conley looking for an opening. Oh, got a piece of it. It's Markkanen on the wing. He's got 18. George outside. Markkanen with a screen on DiVincenzo. Here's George. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in, coming off that pick.
And so it's Mike Conley making things happen for the Timberwolves. He dropped 3 threes in that quarter. They haven't found an answer for him yet. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fair half-court shot. They're rendering up the shot. Let's hear it for the participants.
Thank you for joining us. Getting right to the story, things are going well for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Sometimes it takes everyone on your roster. Guys have to come in, play their roles, and execute.
Yeah, impressive performance by their second unit. Okay, time to shift focus. Looking at some games coming up later on tonight. Out in Indiana, it'll be the Pacers against the Bucks. 7 p.m. Eastern is the tip-off.
This is going to be either a lopsided game or a terrific upset.
Appreciate you joining us. It's been our distinct pleasure, and I mean that. Let's now take you back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. It's been quite a game for Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Here's Conley. And you look for bright spots in this developing core for Utah, Graham. What stands out?
Well, I think it's the front court, B.A. You have 2 gifted scoring forwards in Markkanen and Bailey. Then you've got Walker Kessler, an elite shot blocker, manning the middle.
Kicking off the second half, here's Will Hardy's 5. Walker Kessler out there with Kyle Filipowski. Then there's George. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. And it's Mikhailuk in at the shooting guard position.
He got the room he needed and knocked it down. That's a quality shot.
Now Conley. And here's Filipowski. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey, Rudy Gobert talked about his objectives. He said, my goal is to be the best defender ever. And now my only focus is to win a championship and to keep impacting my team. Keep trying to make my team the top defense in the league. I think that's the best measure of an all-time defender. Yeah.
He can lock it down. Okay, thanks for the report, Allie. So it's Minnesota now. After the basket by Utah. Just 5 to shoot. For 3, DiVincenzo. He buries it from 3. DiVincenzo's got 6 points.
Just cannot allow DiVincenzo to shoot it from there.
Pass to Filipowski. Markkanen looking it over. Kessler, a screen on McDaniels. Markkanen for 3. George outside. George with the jam.
Yes, sir. George with the flush.
And so Conley will bring it up for the Timberwolves. Their next game is at Barclays Center in Brooklyn for a game of the Nets. That'll be the first leg of just a 2-game trip for them.
His playmaking is something to watch. Threading that pass right in there.
Now here's Markkanen. He's got 18. For 3, George. McDaniels with the rebound.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
To the paint. In transition, here come the Jazz.
Gotta give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
Randall, the pass to McDaniels. Picked by Gobert. Clock at 6. To the middle. Oh! Easy 2 for Gobert.
I tell you, it's an added bonus when Gobert is scoring at this rate. These guys need to keep feeding.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Up top, George. DiVincenzo covering. George against DiVincenzo from the high post. And that one comes up a bit short.
No matter what he's tried, it hasn't worked. Unfortunately, the team is suffering from that.
The kick out to Conley. Picked by Gobert. Puts up a 3. By Conley. That one's good. And now a 6-point Minnesota lead.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Kessler. And finished off by Kessler.
Impressive one-hand slam right there, B.A.
Man, as long as he's confident about it, I'm good with it. Maybe use 2 hands next time. He knows where he is.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Now here's George. And Keontae George gets the whistle that time. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
The Timberwolves lead by 4. DiVincenzo, the pass to McDaniels with the crossover. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. An area of the floor where Jaden McDaniels really excels. Defense.
Yeah, he's a strong perimeter defender. He's got great length, good anticipation, and he's competitive. I mean, those are the things that allow him to shut guys down on occasion.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And the Wolves still seeking their first title, Clark.
Yep, the Lakers won 5 championships when they played in Minneapolis, BA, way in the day. The Timberwolves joined the league in 1989, and they're still trying to bring another basketball title to the city.
and he's good on the second.
Guys like McDaniels, who can guard just about any position on the floor, extremely valuable these days.
Pass to Mikhailuk. Here's Kessler. George outside from deep. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
I didn't care for his shot selection that time. He needs to let the game come to him a little bit. Just relax, take your time, son.
Now here's DiVincenzo. Drains the triple. DiVincenzo's got 6 in the quarter.
And right now, that's 5 buckets in a row. Looking like a well-oiled machine coming out of the break.
George with it. Utah with another miss.
It's been a challenging quarter for them, and his offensive inconsistency is a driving factor.
For 3, Randall. The rebound by Markkanen. Jazz trail by 8. Pass to George. Here's Mikhailuk. Utah moving the ball around. Here's DiVincenzo, and he goes in for the dunk.
Look at how DiVincenzo burst inside on the drive. Gave the defense no time to set up.
To the left wing. Now here's Filipowski. Checked by Randall. Pass to George. Down low. Here's Markkanen. That one no good. McDaniels with some nice D. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Now here's George. Here's Kessler. Pass to Mikhailuk. Back to Kessler. They still need this. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Reed's checked in. And Utah with a change here too. Collier, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. The Timberwolves lead by 10. And here's McDaniels. 13 points in the game. Conley finds Gobert. And it's blocked by Kessler. Pass to Mikhailuk. It's George on the wing. McDaniels covering. George passes to Mikhailuk. And here's Kessler, defended by Gobert. Shot clock at 3. He shoots it. McDaniels with the rebound. McDaniels got 4 rebounds in the game. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
What a performance for Beyond the Arc in this game. They stuck to their guns, and it's paid off all game.
You know, we've got to talk about how they've continued to force turnovers and turn those turnovers into points. They came out aggressive, and they've not let up.
Free throw no good for McDaniels. Jazz trail by 12. To the inside. And finished off by Kessler.
You know, he's been fairly productive, but it's going to take more, either from him or somebody else.
Outside, DiVincenzo. They set a pick. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by Mikhailuk. The Jazz have gone 6 of 13 to open up this second half. Out of bounds, it'll be Timberwolves ball. And here we now get a look back on the best shot blockers in the NBA last season. Well, you look at Kessler, such great timing and instincts. He's the best shot blocker in the league right now.
Even when the ball would swing away from him, he would rotate and challenge the shot.
The Timberwolves lead by 10. Outside, DiVincenzo. Fades away. Shot is good. Off the back rim and in. Reed's got his second basket on the night.
Naz Reid is a very good shooting big.
Here's Collier. Kessler, a screen on Conley. It's Mikhailuk on the wing. Beyond the arc. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
He's got to be mad at himself. He won't get a better look than that.
Pass to Collier. Over Conley. The Jazz again can't hit. And so it's Conley who brings up the ball for the T-Wolves. 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Reed. A slam dunk by Reed.
That's what you want to see. Reed playing big in there.
Utah's gone just 1 of 5 from three-point range here in the third quarter. Kessler, a screen on Conley. Here's Mikhailuk. Here's the three. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Reed's got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Conley. Back to Reed. And here's McDaniels. Reed sets a screen. McDaniels can't hit. Jazz trail by 14. Here's Mikhailuk. 10 points for him. Now George. Kessler, a screen on DiVincenzo. George finds Kessler.
No debate there. He got hammered.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
These are his first free throws of the game.
And you know, that's not the kind of percentage any player wants to see next to his name at the end of the season.
That one's off. And Minnesota with some changes. Ingles, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Clark comes in for McDaniels. Shannon comes in for DiVincenzo. Hendricks is checked in for Utah. Sensabaugh comes in for Mikhailuk. And he can't hit the second. The Timberwolves lead by 14. Going inside, and Shannon gets it to go. Shannon's got 6.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from inside.
Sometimes you just got to man up and take a tough foul in order to stop these free runs to the rim.
Stolen by Reed. Ingles with it. Utah with the rebound. Kessler's got his 7th rebound here tonight. George outside. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to George. Here's Collier. 5 on the clock. To stop the drought. And the layup is good. 1:36 left to play in the third quarter. Now here's Conley. 15 points in the game. Here's Reed. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. That one on Kessler.
On the inside, Reed's got a deep bag that he can go to. I mean, he's a hard guy to cover.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Reed.
I like the fact that Reed is pretty crafty. He's got a good understanding and feel for the game. I mean, he makes plays, especially around the hoop, that other big men can't.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Randall, he's checked in for Ingles. And Dillingham subbed in for Mike Conley. Good on both. 1:24 left in the third quarter. Jazz trail by 16. Pass to Markkanen. Oh, great slam by Markkanen.
Yeah, Markkanen is in rhythm, providing a major lift to this offense.
Here's Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
And slammed that thing through.
A nasty two-hander.
Max force throwdown.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. No points yet. Stolen by Reed. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. Here's Shannon. A triple from the wing.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Here's Collier. Marking it outside. Fires the three. Clark grabs the board.
Trying to match three, sometimes you get too amped up and it affects your ability to knock down the shot.
Randall can't hit.
And they've been able to maintain this lead despite his inconsistency from the field.
Marking it outside. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. Here's Markkanen, shoots over Randall, and Markkanen gets it to go on the assist by Nurkic. And it's now 22 points for Lauri Markkanen. The shot no good, and so it's Minnesota leading by 17 at the end of the period. And it's their three-point accuracy that has helped them build such a healthy lead. We'll be right back after this word. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first three quarters. Jazz trail by 17. Randall at power forward with Reed at center. Then there's Dillingham, and it's Clark in at the small forward position. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
When you get looks from there, you're doing a lot right.
Randall deciding where to go with it. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
He won a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
The Jazz shooting 53%. Good efficiency on offense so far. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Collier. Markkanen sets a screen. Shot clock at 6. Great open look there. Sensabaugh's got 5 points in the quarter.
Defensively, you've got to apply more pressure to a shooter of his caliber.
Here's Shannon. Back to Randall. Looking to get it going. That shot is off.
Sometimes it's just not your night. Fortunately, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Nurkic inside, working on Reed, and he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. Juzang, he's checked in for Clark. The Timberwolves lead by 12. About a minute and a half into the fourth now. Pass to Juzang. There's a screen. Unloads from 13. Rebounded by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 5 rebounds in the game. Here's Collier. Here's Sensabaugh. The 3. Utah moving the ball around. And Nurkic throws it down.
The muscle coming into play. I like how Nurkic takes on these challenges and finds ways to deliver.
Clark is checked in for the Timberwolves. good from Nurkic. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. And here's Randall. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. And Chris Finch has called timeout. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Gobert's checked in. Kessler, he's checked in for Utah. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He said, this is who we are. This is the pace. Don't let up. He said it doesn't matter if they go on a run. What matters is how we respond. They plan to respond with a fury, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. And Minnesota with possession here. Earlier in the game, they led by 19. Pass to Gobert. Now here's Randall. Picked by Gobert. And that's good. Randall for three. And the Timberwolves lead by 12.
The body control of Randall. Nice natural balance coming off the screen. Did a good job maintaining his course.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. One shot.
And the free throw, no good.
And they've been so much more aggressive drawing the whistle here in the second half.
And guys, I think it's exactly the right thing to do with the lead. Keep going at defenders and find a way to get yourself to the line.
Willing passers, unselfish play. You have to appreciate this kind of offense.
Randall outside. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
It's like he needed that halftime break to gather himself. Now he's starting to get his confidence back here.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. Baseline try. Again, Utah good for two.
You cannot give Markkanen room to shoot from the mid-range. I mean, he's capable of dropping these in bunches.
Pass to Gobert. Out to the right wing. Randall, right side. 6 on the shot clock. And such a nice move to make that bucket possible. Jazz trail by 12. To the paint. And finished off by Kessler.
Leading him right to the basket with a tremendous pass. Really good execution there.
Pass to Shannon. And the shot goes. For Utah, they've gotten all 6 shots to fall in the fourth quarter. Here's Collier. Puts up a 3. Fires in the triple.
They're going at it on offense. Neither team backing down.
Hey, defense is taking a back burner, secondary on the marquee, but who doesn't love a game like this? Let's go. I like offense.
And Shannon gets it to go.
You know, we've seen a much different version of him in this half, guys. He's been sharper, more focused, and more assertive.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. The 3 ball. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Reed's got 6 rebounds in the game. Randall outside from downtown, and the 3-pointer goes. And the Timberwolves lead by 15.
Well, Randall was lined up and ready to go. The moment the ball hit his fingers, he got it into his shot motion.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Some changes for Minnesota. McDaniels has checked in for Reed. Conley comes in for Shannon. And it's DiVincenzo in for Dillingham. Here's Mikhailuk. George outside. McDaniels against Markkanen. Pass to Kessler. Clock at 6. Here's Mikhailuk. He's guarded by Conley. And the basket by Mikhailuk.
Oh, nice feed. On time and on target.
Inside. Here's Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
Well, I tell you what, the big guy knows how to do that. Throw it down.
Jazz trail by 15. Pass to Mikhailuk. And here's Kessler. And here's George from outside the arc. Sinks the tray.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on the roll and knock him down.
Now here's Randall. Launches it. Rebounded by Mikhailuk. Utah's gotten 3 threes to fall out of 4 attempts here in the fourth. Back to George. Pass to Mikhailuk. Three-pointer. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Outside McDaniels. Randall with it. Working on Filipowski. Uses the glass on the layup. Randall's got 14 points here in the second half.
All of a sudden, he's balling. Halftime adjustments successful so far.
Pass to Kessler. Down low. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Beyond the arc. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done.
After knocking down a couple in the first half, he hasn't gotten a 3 to fall since.
And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Kessler. Just a superb read on defense to come up with the block.
Reads the play well there and gets himself in the air at just the right time. Terrific denial.
Utah on D. DiVincenzo, the pass to Randall. Shot clock at 5. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a 3-point play here.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Clark, when you look at the evolution of Julius Randle, talk about his playmaking.
Yeah, he's worked on trying to see things as they develop a little more, and I imagine he's done a lot of film study. I could only attribute some of his improvement to that. He's looking for others intentionally and aggressively, so I think that's part of why his teammates enjoy playing with him. They know he's making the effort to distribute the basketball.
The free throw drops for Randall. And Clark, with the landmark decisions opening the door to NIL revenue for athletes in college and even in high school, it's the wild, wild west for amateur basketball.
There's no question the landscape is chaotic, dizzying even, but they deserve a slice of that pie, and this is a long time coming. Kids have an opportunity to leverage their talent to get paid right now, and in some cases begin the process of creating generational wealth before they even become of age to vote. That's a pretty powerful combination.
And the ball out of play, the Jazz will have it.
That's a real brain fade right there, a mental error, and it cost them a possession.
And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. It's a 14-point game. Pass to Kessler. Back to George. Now Kessler. Ooh, Gobert with a steal. Now here's Randall, covered by Filipowski. And it's Randall with the jam.
Boy, Julius Randall putting some spice on that jam.
What a sensational move, captured from the Connected Cam, sponsored by AT&T. Now George. Marking it outside. They double him with McDaniels. Utah moving the ball around. Mikhailuk banked it in off the glass. Mikhailuk's gotten 4 this quarter.
He's really carrying the load, but no man can do it all by himself.
Outside, DiVincenzo. Here's Gobert. Conley can't get the 3.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Now George. Puts one up from 19. DiVincenzo pulls it down.
He's been just a little off the mark tonight. Really the story of the game so far.
Out of bounds. It'll be Utah's ball. Jazz trail by 14. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. No doubt he's going to utilize the opportunity to make sure they're all on the same page here. Marking it outside. Kessler outside. George outside. 4 on the clock. He launches. Gobert pulls it down. And here's McDaniels. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's a 14-point game. Oh, it's off!
Oh, gritty defense. Protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
Gobert with the double. Filipowski with it. Marking it outside. Takes a 3. There's a minute 34 left to play in the 4th quarter of this one. And Gobert with a block.
More than 7 feet to contend with and a wingspan that might be north of that. Good luck getting a shot over Gobert.
Now here's Randall. And Clark, the Defensive Player of the Year award tends to go to shot blockers, insinuating that bigs really have a greater impact on that end of the floor.
Well, you know, the counting stats favor big guys. I mean, when you think about block shots and defensive rebounds, clearly big guys will tend to corral numbers in those areas. But still being on that back line means they're involved in a lot of plays, and they've got to do more than just block shots and rebounds. So to answer the question, generally, I'd say yes.
And a comfortable win for them here. Game is out of reach. Good performance for the Timberwolves.
And at first glance, it appeared to be an easy win for them. However, they had to weather some storms along the way, Grant.
Yeah, in terms of competitiveness, it was a lot closer than the final score indicates.
And they pick up their 4th win of the year. Every victory so sweet in the association. And propelling them to a solid win, it was a night of big plays for Julius Randle.
We saw him get a lot of touches tonight, and he wasted very few of them. Really made himself the backbone of their offense.
Here's George, following the score by Minnesota.
It seems like every miss ends up in his hands. He's been unreal.
Tell you what, those are crazy numbers, guys. I mean, believe me, I was a good rebounder in my day. It is not easy to corral that many boards in one night.
So we see the Timberwolves taking the W here, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their fans. They love to watch this team dominate. You best believe they're all going home happy tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Julius Randle.